Hello again, everybody. What you are looking at right now is some sort of Frankenstein monster that represents a test rig that I'm doing just to do some proof of concept stuff for my new idea of using asynchronous serial I/O to transmit data to the Pi. Eventually, from my 6809, you'll see my 6809 computer is sadly missing here. This is just a breadboard that I use for programming microcontrollers and doing tests and whatnot. Anyway, if you remember in the last video, I was trying to transfer data very, very slowly to the Pi using a synchronous clock line, and that failed miserably. And I have decided to move to an asynchronous serial connection, and so far that is working much better. So let's go back to what we were running before. I'm going to go ahead and run my software-based graphics card solution thingy. And then you can see here again, we have this little grid pattern of 320 by 200. And it's just waiting for serial I/O. And just to give you a bit of a clue, I have both the Pi now and also this microcontroller. This is essentially a Arduino Nano. Don't tell anybody. This is all I could get my hands on, I swear to God. Okay, and so all of these pins on the Arduino Nano are all hooked up except this is the ground. I've got the ground in my hand right now. And this guy is also involved. This is a 74HC 4050 level shifter. This is just going to prevent us from sending 5 volts to the Pi, which could be bad for the Pi. Although I do have to tell you that during my development here, there have been many cases where I accidentally hooked up 5 volts to the Pi, and so far she's still holding strong. So I'm happy about that. So if we zoom in here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. No, the camera is not happy. Anyway, I'm just going to hook up the ground, which needs to go 1 pin away from the 5 volts, and there she goes. And then let's take a look. Okay, so what we're looking at now, first of all, the baud rate is 11.5200. That is roughly 11.5K per second. The screen that we're looking at is using mode 1 of my fake graphics card chip. I don't know what to call it. It's just software running on the Pi where I've written some clever software. But mode 0 is basically the one that it doesn't really support text, and it's using the entire 32K of video RAM to display a giant bitmap, essentially. And what you hopefully are seeing, I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to give the camera a better shot. Obviously this is about, I guess, about 6 times faster than what the previous test was running at. And do you see the crease moving? I know there's a lot of interference. There's a lot of interference. It's not my 6809 computer. Look, there's only there's only these 2 chips feeding the Pi. All that interference was never my chips. Anyway, it is rock stable. It is completely stable. We are not dropping a single byte. And this is not even the fastest speed that I hope to achieve. But even if this was the fastest speed that I could achieve, I might be able to work with it. Just keep in mind, this is mode 1. This is the bitmap mode. No games are going to be running in this mode. And if you're thinking, Joel, hey, you should be running at 60 frames per second, and you're more like running at 1 frame every 3 seconds. Well, yeah, no, that's not how games back then worked. This will give me about 200 bytes per frame of transfer at 60 FPS, which I can work with. Believe it or not, I could work with this if I had to, but I'm hoping that I can get 1 megabaud out of these two guys, out of this basically Arduino Nano ATmega 328P, and out of the Raspberry Pi. I'm hoping I can get a megabaud. And if I can, that's going to be almost 10 times faster than what you're seeing here. And it's going to be plenty. So anyway, I just wanted to give this quick update. The new direction of using asynchronous serial I/O, although obviously 10 times slower than parallel would have been, the stability is right on. And that is way, way more important, obviously. It's got to be rock solid. I don't know what's causing all that interference on the Pi. It probably was not really meant to output composite video. What are you going to do? I'm just going to ignore it for now. And you know, when it comes time that I'm actually programming a game, then if there's still problems, we'll worry about it at that time. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you have a good one.